All right, what's going on, guys? Back here for another Dumpster Talk podcast. Here with Todd and I, we have two special guests with us. So we have the guys from Fish Window Cleaning, Austin. Thank you very much for coming.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
We've been connected for a while now, and you're a Columbia guy as well. And then Chris, first time meeting you, but we're very glad to have you guys
Yeah,
on.
definitely nice meeting you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yep.
Do you guys want to kind of just get into? Obviously, you guys are with Fish Window Cleaning. If you guys want to give us a little background on yourself, kind of what
Yeah.
brings you here today.
Yeah, sure. So first off, I'm gonna start with Chris. And then Chris can go. So Chris, this is our lead cleaner. He's been with us for about a year and a half, going on 2 years now. Probably one of the greatest finds that we found in a very long time. We've been in business for 12 years, and to find somebody who has this passion into what we believe in, I mean, it's hard to find. So finding Chris was a huge steal. I feel like kind of like in the draft.
Right.
Like we found him because his future son-in-law works with us, and he came to us and said, "Hey, can my father-in-law work for you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we'll give a little interview on the phone." I stumbled a lot when I was talking to
Yes,
you.
yes, you did.
I did not do a good job explaining the job to him, but he looked over that and came in and just started coming full blast, and then
great,
he
man.
brought his son in too, which is cool.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, family business.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
But I'm Chris, and basically, I mean, my background is I had my CDL, drove truck for almost 27 years. Was away from my family a lot, always on the road, doing long hauls, stuff like that. I was kind of looking for something, I was at another company as a warehouse manager for a little bit, and then, the hours it was still a lot of hours. I was putting in almost 70 hours a week, if not more. And, with having kids at home, it was tough, trying to spend time with them. But, they gave me an opportunity. I came in, and the hours are great. It's good work. I love doing it. It's fun. You get out there, you meet so many different people, and, it's been really good. It's a great company to work for. I mean, these guys bend over backwards for you. So it's like, if there's any issues or any problems, they're right there with you and helping you through the issue. And it's great. You don't have that very often anymore. I'm older. I'm almost 50 years old. And, back in the day, you had more smaller companies like that kind of helped you through. But, with everything today getting bigger, you just don't have that support anymore for employees. And, it's a great company. I love all these guys. I love working with them. We have a great time. It is hard work, but,
Right.
you get through it, and, it's another day. We push through, and, we always want to be positive going into our workday and end on a positive note. And that's a good thing. You have your ups and downs and through that, but
We
I
have
mean,
that here for sure.
yeah, and you have that anywhere. You have your good days and your bad days. But I mean, I love it here. It's a great company. Couldn't ask for anything better.
And
Yeah.
you said it perfectly, just like I wrote it down for you.
Yeah, there you
No, I'm
go.
kidding.
That's perfect. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah,
What about
you're
you,
welcome.
Austin?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty basic. I mean, I grew up in Columbia my entire life, family business. Originally, I wasn't going to join Fish Window Cleaning. They started it back in 2014. I was still in high school, and I went to college for business administration, concentration marketing. And my goal was to move up to State College and somehow work for Penn State, regardless of what it was. But then COVID hit, and nobody was hiring. My dad was trying to look for cleaners because we were still technically essential, so we still had to clean. But he didn't want to force anybody to clean, so I said, I don't mind doing it. So I came and said, all right, I'll do it for 3 years, help out as much as I can, and then off to something else. But after that first year, I decided, like, wow, this is what I love to do. It gave me a lot of responsibility. My dad's one of these guys where he's not just going to give me something because I'm his son. In fact, it's the exact opposite. He probably threatens me like every single day. Hey, I'll give this business to somebody else if you don't work hard. So, that's pretty much. I mean, that is now my life. So fish and me are kind of intertwined. I don't view it as a job. I view it as my livelihood. So that's pretty much that.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
great, man. Do you what would you kind of say, like, is there certain values you guys hold yourself to at Fish that kind of that, like, you realize Chris was a perfect match, kind of, you said right when you guys
Yeah.
got together? You want to talk about that a little bit, or?
Yeah. I mean, over the years,
And it is, sorry to cut you off, it
Yeah.
is a franchise as well, correct?
yes, yeah. So it is a franchise, but we're independently owned and operated. So
Right.
aside from like the branding part, we can control, pretty much what we do in this area.
Right.
Because you have to, because Lancaster is completely different than somewhere out in Michigan.
Yeah.
But as far as our values, when we're looking into, team members, is if they are driven, like self-driven, and they actually put effort into the work. I mean, cleaning windows, it's not a task or a job that is hard to learn,
Right.
but you can do a bad job if you have zero like drive to want to do a good job. So that's where we really focused on. We're a lot more picky when it comes to this. We used to just hire anyone who walked in the door, but now we're looking for guys who have qualities like this, who value the family aspect to it, but also is ready every single day to get up and work hard. And that's exactly what Chris is. So
Yeah.
That's awesome. What services does Fish Window Cleaning offer to the customers? Obviously, you guys clean windows, but it's a
Yeah.
lot more than that.
Yeah. So aside from window cleaning, we offer power washing. We just invested in a new power washing rig on our truck, so we're capable of doing a lot bigger projects. Solar panel cleaning. There's a little bit of gutter cleaning that we offer, and exterior light fixtures that we offer.
Nice.
That's pretty much our 5 niches that we offer.
Yeah.
Awesome. Can you guys walk us through your current roles and what you guys kind of focus on daily at
Yeah.
Fish?
Chris, you want to go?
Yeah, sure. I'm one of the lead cleaners, so basically I go out. I'm in mostly if there's bigger jobs like construction cleanup, stuff like that. If I have a crew with me, I'm kind of overlooking everything, making sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. Kind of going with a plan, making sure what I need to do and how to do it, and we can get the job done as quick as possible, but the right way, and get it done so the customer is satisfied with everything. Also, I go out, we do residential. So we go to houses and then also clean the houses. So I could have a crew with me or I'm by myself. It depends on how big the house is. It's great. I love doing that kind of stuff because you interact with the customer and you get to know them in a little bit of a way. So it's really cool. And, I love it.
Awesome.
He also trains our new employees too, which is why we focused on the quality of our lead cleaners, is because whatever the new guys come in, who they see and the attitudes, the mentality, that's who we want. And Chris is one of the main trainers who focus on getting the new guys up and running.
And you can definitely tell, like when we get new people in the train right away off the start, I can kind of get a good feel on how they're going to work out and how they're going to do at the job. I mean, there's a lot of times where we get some guy, they just don't have the attitude. They're just kind of down and out, and then it just goes from there. And it's just, you kind of move forward. But I try to bring that, hey, man, this is an awesome job, and I try to work with them to have a better attitude, to be better at, work, because it gives you a good work ethic, and it helps you better through life and, to be positive and straightforward and get everything done.
Right. Todd and I, we're recently like in roles of kind of leading some people, and definitely if we're kind of off, then it's not a good start to the day for sure.
Right.
So that's very important for sure.
I never got to say, you guys are doing a great job. I've seen you guys on a lot of it was on LinkedIn. I follow
Thank
you
you.
on there. It's incredible to see, especially that Vegas podcast you guys did.
We appreciate it.
That's awesome. That's awesome to see.
We appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely, when we first started this, we never knew what it kind of would turn into.
Yeah.
But stuff like that, it's really like having you guys here, being able to get out to Vegas and doing it at the convention was a really cool thing. We appreciate it.
You guys are also involved a lot in the Lancaster chamber as well.
Yeah.
You have a lot of events there too. I
Yeah.
see you guys all over the place on that. So.
Yeah, we usually, especially this time of year, we have an event at least once a week, I would say. We're
Yeah.
part of the Northern Lancaster Chamber, the Lancaster Chamber, High Center, Manufacturers Association, a lot of them.
Yeah. awesome.
For sure.
That's
Do
awesome
you
to
guys do
see.
a lot of networking events?
Yeah, so which kind of dives into like what my role is. So for 12 years, we haven't really focused on the marketing side of things. So this year, we really dove into that a little bit. We're corporate sponsors of the Lancaster Stormers and York Revolution over there in York. And we joined the York Builders Association and the Northern Chamber. For our type of, our line of work,
It's on me.
You're good.
There's Dan.
our line of work, it's a lot of people, they either don't think about the service or they know about the service and they just want it. So I feel it's best to just get out in front of them. So a lot of our networking and any type of sales efforts really is going out and talking to people. It's like the best way to, to do some business, especially in our line of work.
No, for sure. What's how many employees do you guys have, and what's like your like we always say we cover like a 40-mile radius.
Yeah.
What kind of is your radius that you guys do work in?
Yeah. So right now, I mean, we just hired two new people, but we have 6 cleaners, 3 managers, and 2 owners. And then as far as the service area, we go all of Lancaster and York. We even branch out somewhere into like the Hanover and maybe a little bit of Gettysburg.
Okay.
On the
We're going to
opposite,
get more of that, though.
yeah. Opposite end, we go up to Reading, and then we split Lebanon with the Harrisburg franchise. We can go pretty much anywhere that there's not another franchise. As long as they don't own that territory, we can go in and do business. We don't do anything in Maryland, but that's also something we're looking into
Cool.
because it's
Awesome.
not that far.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So you said you've been in it for 6 years now, or did
Well,
you start
for-
during COVID?
Yeah, I mean, 6 years full time, but I was working during college, just as like a cleaner and a salesman. It wasn't involved too much, but yeah, 6 years. Yeah.
What's can you think of any like challenge or time during those 6 years where you're just like wondering kind of where this is going to go and how you got through that?
Yeah, working with family is definitely the toughest thing that you can imagine.
Yeah.
Because even events like going up to my niece's track meets or basketball game, just a regular Sunday outing, it always somehow turns into a business conversation.
Right.
Which in the beginning I struggled with that a lot because it's like, okay, I love my mom and dad, but I see them as my boss, and every time I see them, it's about work. So you can never really get away from it. Which yes, it is a part of my life, but there are times you do have to, take the break. But I realized that it is a part of my life, but we've taken steps to fix that. So now when we go over on Sundays, it's no work. No work is talked about. We're here together as a family. That's helped out a lot.
Right.
But that was the biggest struggle, and it's still continuing. But that's definitely a huge struggle we run with every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, I could believe it. There's a lot of similarities I would say between Sods and you guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Similar size company and do the same thing, providing a service and stuff. So yeah,
Sure. You guys are definitely a lot bigger for sure, but
yeah, might
That's
have,
good. That's
might
good,
have a
yeah.
bigger location. What do you for like your customers? What do you say is kind of your ideal customer? What are you looking for? What service are you looking to provide? Stuff like that.
yeah, I mean, we definitely want to do both power washing and window cleaning for everybody because they go hand in hand. And just being able to deal with one company with those services is always nice. But as far as a type of customer, I mean, it's really just anybody. Anybody who sees the value in our service. I think that's the biggest aspect.
Yeah.
Customers, those who are looking for just like the cheapest price, probably isn't for us.
Right.
Not saying we're breaking the bank, but we do hold our value of service high.
Right.
So that comes with the cost. I mean, it goes hand in hand. But we don't really turn any customer away. It's mainly just we'll educate them on like how it is here in Lancaster, which there's a lot of older companies who did on the cheaper end, but also took a lot of risks on ladders. I mean, they're balancing 1 foot, 3-4 stories high. We don't do that here. We're very safe. We're focused on that. So, our customers are pretty much anybody, but anyone who's willing to, adapt to the times, things like that.
No, we've talked with people like that before. Like they might not have the like they'll say it on the podcast too, like you just did. They might not have the cheapest price, but they like always try to provide a great service. Like, obviously you guys are based here in Columbia, and you try to obviously have a great lot of Columbia connections. Like, I know you from the Lions Club and
Yep.
just growing up in the same town and stuff. How much support have you gotten from like the Columbia community? Do you guys do a lot of work around
Oh,
here,
yeah.
stuff like that?
Absolutely. I mean, so yeah, growing up in Columbia, I mean, one of the biggest things that you see that you may or may not see at other high schools is you do a lot of community service while
Right.
you're in high school, and that always transitions to, out when you're out in the field in the workforce. Yeah, we get tremendous amount of, I would say like we're definitely the top cleaner in Columbia. There's a couple
Yeah.
other ones, but I mean, we're usually the go-to. There was a post on Facebook. Someone was saying any window cleaning in the Columbia area. Every single comment, except for maybe two, was all Fish.
Yeah.
And these are people I don't even know. So
Right.
just that support in Columbia is pretty nice.
Yeah,
But-
people definitely they like doing business with like people they like, people
Sure.
they know. So yeah.
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
being in the Lions Club and the Sun Snappers too, we give back to the community. Yeah, we're not technically like Fish isn't associated with it, but I am. So
Right,
in
yeah.
retrospect, they're kind of one and the same. But
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Can you guys think of any influential mentors or leaders that kind of helped you get to where you are today?
Chris.
Oh yeah, I mean, even coming into this company, for not knowing nothing about window cleaning or anything, with Austin, his brother Quinn Jr. and Josh, they really taught me so much, and really inspired me on a lot of different things with it. And it's this is not for everyone. It's like it's different, but I like being outside. I like being around people, so it's like they really help motivate me be a better person also, and they really help me. And there are times where I get pretty frustrated, but I talk to Austin and he calms me down, but that's like anything. But I mean, it's like I said, I was pretty much my own boss for 20 some years driving truck.
Right.
So, coming into a work atmosphere like this and then having people above you is a total work change for me. So, not, everybody's like, well, now you got somebody breathing over your back, and they're not like that. They're great guys. If you have any questions or any doubts on anything, they're always there to support you and help you get through the issue or the problem. And that's what I love the most about this company, is because not many places are like that, but, for not knowing and just only being here for almost 2 years, I've learned so much and gained so much experience in a short amount of time. Like, even knowing the company and, knowing how to talk to the customer, how to present myself, how to be a good employee, it's great, because then I can pass that off to someone else. And, they're always there to help me and support me. And if I have any questions, they're there, they answer the phone.
Yeah. Would you say just coming from your previous job early in your career, would you say that is kind of your favorite thing about working with Fish, is the team you guys have there? Or what do you
Yeah,
really
I
like
mean,
about
because
it?
I've been with I have been with other companies, and it's just like, they're a family, and it's like Austin said earlier, it's hard to like cut off, the work thing. You're on the weekends with your family, you don't want to talk about work. But I mean, it's great to have it. Just for me to bring my family into it is, that shows you right there what you expect out of them, and that's how they're really good people.
Right. Yeah, you're not gonna set anyone up for
No, like,
failure,
yeah,
right.
because if I know I was with a bad company, then my son wouldn't be here either. But I mean, my son-in-law brought me aboard, but it was a great opportunity. And like, even too, he starts out in school in Arizona State here in August, but he's going to go out to Arizona in Tempe, and he's going to be working for the franchise out there in Tempe.
Wow.
So, from going from one company to another, but he's going to see the different aspect of what it is somewhere else. And, hopefully he takes what he learned here and takes it out there. And,
Yeah.
he does really well out there for himself while he's in college.
That was nice being able to hook him up with the other Fish franchise out there.
Yeah.
Turns out they're like 5 minutes from the school. So him being able to go out and get a
Yeah,
job right away
works out really
before
great.
he even moved, yeah, it's perfect. And he knows majority of it, so that's always pretty cool.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wasn't sure. Like, I don't know much about like franchising and stuff, but I guess do you guys intermingle with the different locations a lot then?
Oh yeah, I mean, like the locations that are around us, the one in particular is Harrisburg. I mean, we work very well together.
Yeah.
For example, there's Members First Banks. Their main office in Harrisburg, but there's a lot in the Lancaster and York area, and we work very well together, balancing that out, doing the same type of quality, and it makes it easy for the customer because now you technically do have two different companies cleaning all your places, but it addresses to just one.
Okay.
it-
So you guys like have Members First as like as an account kind of.
Yes, yeah.
And
And
tackle
then-
that together.
And yeah, and then the Harrisburg guy, he'll be like the main point of contact, and then we just talk together about any issues we see or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it makes it easy when you can work well with the other franchisees.
Yeah. No, that's great, man.
That's awesome. What about you for the mentor leader?
Yeah, well, there's a couple. I mean, one, like guys like Chris and our other future potential partner / owner, Josh, is that I never worked somewhere else. I mean, I worked at Turkey Hill Dairy for like third shift, like right out of high school. So huge switch. But I was only there for like a month and a half, and then I worked at a gym up in college and a library for a little bit. But I never got the experience of like what a bad situation was like. So in a way, like him and Josh, they give me that, like what other people that we bring on, like they might see that I don't see because I've never worked somewhere else. So they always give me good advice, and I always like to find out. I mean, I'm thankful I didn't have to work for a bad company, but it is nice to talk to people who have, so then we can never, we can prevent from being like that.
Right.
As far as other than that, though, it's definitely, I mean, it's cliche to say, but it is my dad. The good thing is that we're getting older. We're finding out that him and I, we think alike, but that's also a bad thing. We collide a lot. So in his mind, he's like, look, learn from me, but learn from my mistakes too. So there is times where we'll disagree, and he's cool with that because he knows that, all right, like I've made the mistakes in the past, but now my son can see that and, correct it. So he's definitely a huge inspiration.
That's awesome. I wanted to ask, what was the hardest thing to kind of adapt to, going from truck driving for 27 years to cleaning
Yeah.
windows? I'm sure that it took a lot of. It's a completely different line of work.
I mean, I've always been hands-on. So, I mean, normally if I sit there and they tell me something once, I catch on right away. Like I said, it's not for everyone. I was lucky enough because when I came in, they were kind of in not a tough situation, but like
Building.
they were building, they were growing. They really talked about growing and being a better company, and for me, I had to put it in my head, like, okay, like, they're talking real good about me. I'm learning the job pretty quickly. They're starting to put more responsibility on me. So I kind of have to get that drive to be better in my head and do better out there. But, over time, it just helped me learn it. Like I took the time. Even when I was not working, I was reading about it, doing everything I can to get better at it. But, it really, it's a really great company, and I just feel like sometimes they push me a little harder. Sometimes, you work for a company and, you're not really happy there, and they push you and push you and push you, and you kind of steer away from it. It was like the total opposite with these guys. So it was like, you know what? I'm not going to take this the wrong way. I'm going to get better, and I'm going to work harder and get better at it. And it just caught on that quick to me. So, and like I said, some people are different. You bring someone in, you might train them for 3 months, and they catch on pretty well, and they do really good, and they become very good cleaners. And, some people, it takes a little bit longer, but you have to have that drive. You got to want it.
Yeah.
So,
I swear, I did not script
Dude,
him at
PR
all with
training.
this.
No, yeah, it is. Especially with like a company, like when you're a smaller company, kind of as you guys are, people wise, like you need kind of everyone to have like a sense of ownership of it, kind of. And
Well,
it sounds like you kind of
right. And
have that.
what they're doing is they're trying to get, people in the company, like, for example, me and another guy to start, they have so many other things to do in the company. They're all
Right.
over the place. I've never seen, I couldn't even imagine to be in Austin's position, because one minute I call him, he's in York. 20 minutes later, I'm back in Lancaster doing
Yeah.
something else. So, I mean, for us, I want to get bigger as a company, and I want them to grow because I like really working here, and I want them to take over. And like, like Austin said, they started the business back in 2013,
14.
So from them, many years, they go out every year to St. Louis for the award ceremony, and, for coming in, me and AJ coming in. And when they came back this past year, you guys got four awards. And that was the first time in
It was the first time we've been a business that when the first year they came on, we actually got awards going out there.
Yeah.
So that showed us right away, like, okay, we got the right team here. Now it's time to build on from that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that shows. And then from there, it's just us, getting the right people in and training the right people and them learning and having a passion for it. And from there you grow, it's, you come to work and you want to, everybody's like, oh, I don't feel like going to work today. Like, oh, I don't want to get up and go to work. I'm not like that anymore. Like, I get up and I'm ready to go to work, and I've been here, almost July will be 2 years, and I've never called off one day. I come to work every day. For that, I don't think I ever done that in my life. So, it's a great company to work for, and I just want to show other people that when I train them, like, hey, it's a good company, it's a good group of guys, and everybody likes working together. We all go together on big, commercial jobs and stuff like that. And we all get along. We work together, and we get a lot of the jobs done a lot quicker than we should, which is good.
Yeah. That's great, man. Good for you for being able to finding that is really huge. So
Yeah,
That's awesome. Congrats.
thank you.
What do you want to talk about? Kind of. So you said you guys won some awards. Is it for fish window cleaning?
Yeah,
When you guys all come together, the whole.
Yes, as for like fish window cleaning, I remember the year prior to them, me and Josh went out with my dad, and we sat at a table, and everyone around the table went up to the podium and got an award except for us. So like
Wow.
that taste in our mouth was like, oh, that sucks. So like we came back
sure.
guns ablaze, and again, thankfully these guys came on because they definitely helped with that goal. But yeah, we had there were two awards that we knew we were gonna get. One was just it was like a number of accounts that you exceed, like 500 new accounts within the
Okay.
year.
Wow.
And then there was another one where you hit a certain profit.
Yeah.
So we hit those two. We knew we were going to get those, but there was two other ones that the like franchise reps from that district chooses. They chooses certain locations in their district, and we got the Rising Star, which was basically saying like, hey, these guys have a good plan,
Yeah.
and they're coming up.
Yeah.
And then the other one was, I'm actually blanking out what it was, but it was basically just saying like I would say there's Rising Star, and it was kind of like an all-star thing. They went from here to here within a year. And
Yeah.
then that was just something we were chosen that we didn't know about. So
Yeah.
That's
that
awesome.
was really
Congrats.
cool. Yeah, thank you.
That is great. How many fish window cleanings are like around the U.S.? Is there a lot?
Yeah, I mean, you're looking. They're one of the biggest franchises. I think in the U.S. today, they're looking. I think around like 250, 300 franchises.
Wow.
There's a lot in PA. A lot of them are out in the bigger cities like Philly and Pittsburgh. But
Yeah.
there was one in State College as well.
Should take that one over.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because I mean, if you ask me my dream job, it's cleaning windows in State College. That's my
Yeah.
go-to. So
We have that in common.
yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah.
That's awesome. Do you guys have any because you guys both obviously really care about the business. Do you have any company or personal goals for the next 3 to 5 years that you kind of want to personally just see come to fruition?
I mean, for me, I've been here 2 years, and, they've always talked to me about moving further up in the company. And, I also do hear a little bit of sales, here and there I pick up there, which is nice because we could go out and a customer will come up to me, and lucky enough, I know, Austin had trained me in sales. So it's like, I can pick up a customer right away. But, I think here in the next, 3 to 4 years with the company, I you know, if we keep growing like we are, you know, obviously I'm going to move up the ladder. And I mean, that's one of my goals.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but if I'm here in this position for the next 2 years, I'm not going to be upset about it. I like what I do. I enjoy it. You know, the physical work's getting a little bit hard for me, but you know, that's like Austin says, you need to get to the gym. So, but
What's a personal one? A personal goal for it?
personal, I think in here in probably about 5 years, I'd like to be up in one of their roles, like, you know, if it's sales manager or GM, something like that, you know, see where it goes, how the company, I think it's growing, and I think we're going to be pretty big here in a couple years. I think it's going to grow really big. I mean, at first I was a little hesitant because we were big, and then, you know, we lost a couple employees, and you know, it kind of went downhill. But lucky enough, Anthony and I picked up the slack. We were able to get through the winter time and keep moving forward and keep our heads down. And then we were able to pick up some more people. And, you know, obviously I brought my son on, but I feel like now we're in a position where we have the work, we're picking up the business, and, you know, everybody's working how they should be working. And it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
That's awesome.
That's great, man. That's great.
What would you guys say is your favorite kind of part of your job? Day in and day out. What do you get
Yeah.
like most excited for?
I mean, my biggest thing is one being outside. So after going to college, I realized I was going to be in a cubicle. So I'm kind of glad I didn't go down that direction. So yeah, being outside and just talking to all sorts of different people. I mean, you'd be surprised how many types of personalities and different stories I hear just by going out to talking to customers. That's my favorite part about it.
I don't think we got your 3 to 5 year goal either.
Oh, yeah.
Just,
Okay.
I was just thinking that. Sorry, you can add that and then we'll get to Chris.
Yeah. No. So my 3 to 5. Well, I have it for this year. I know it's not 3 to 5, but our goal this year is to get to $1 million in revenue. We're very close. We're just slowly getting there, piecing things together, just trying to fit more jobs in as much as possible. So that's our goal for the end of this. So next June is where like our fiscal year ends. We'll that's going to be our goal, which like I said, I think we're going to get to. But a personal goal for 3 to 5 years is really making an imprint on both Lancaster and York. We're stronger in Lancaster than our York, but I like to be like the go-to on both sides.
Right.
And that's either go-to as in like we're one of the few that people recommend always to go and use, or that we grow to the extent where we have 2 franchises, one in York, one in Lancaster. So we have a different location.
Yeah.
It's awesome. What's your favorite part of your job?
I have to agree with Austin. I've always been an outdoors person, so I love being outside, even if it's 20 below outside. It doesn't really bother me. So, I mean, winter time's real fun here.
It can be rough.
Yeah.
Winter's rough.
Yeah, but I mean, I love being outdoors, and like he said, you know, it's great to be around some of the customers because they're really great people, and it really helps you through your day because, like he said, you hear a lot of interesting stories. So, I mean, it's great.
I believe it. Thanks for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have any? We always end off with a finale question. Do you guys have anything you want to ask us at all?
Not really much of a question. It's more, again, just praise for you guys. Because like I said,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I told him a little bit, but, you know, I coach Todd in basketball for like some of the
wow.
basketball
Yeah.
camps. And like your group of friends, I knew it was going to do well just because you just had that, like every time we had like a practice or a game, they went hard as if it was like NBA finals. So they took that into the workforce, and I'm glad to see that. So that's always,
We appreciate that.
yeah, it's always cool to see, you know, to see you doing well.
Yeah, thank
Class
you.
of
And you,
2020, different breed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys went through some things that
think.
no one else has. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, we really appreciate that. And yeah, I've known you for a very long time. You were older than me. Now it's kind of harder to tell because we're
Sure.
both grown. But when I was younger, you were a lot older, but you were always cool. You always hear kind of like some of the older guys can be, we usually don't curse, but assholes.
Yeah, right.
But you're always one of the cool guys. And you lived up the street from or
Sure.
behind me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I always just appreciated that. Basketball camp was probably awful. That was my worst sport. But no, it was definitely great to get you guys on here. Our finale
thanks.
question, we always ask, it's kind of changed over the years, but Alex is 24, I'm 23. What piece of advice do you wish someone gave you back when you were our age that you kind of know now that would have helped you throughout your early career?
Chris, I'll let you go first. Or do you
man,
want
I
me
We
to
saved
go?
the hardest one for last. I don't know why we're
Stumper
there.
I mean,
It could be the littlest thing too.
I mean, I've always, one thing growing up as a kid, my mother, I have to give her a shout out. She was a great person, a great mentor, but she always said, depending on what you do in life, just put your head down and drive hard and do what you can, and you always end up on top. So, I always took that. That's why it always gave me a good work ethic, So, I mean, that's
Great advice though.
yeah.
Kind of the same thing I was going to say, really, is
Yeah.
looking back when I was like early 20s, I feel like I would do work, and I think I was doing the right thing, but I wasn't putting 100% effort into it. I wasn't really diving into what I'm doing. So my advice is that, I mean, you guys are already doing it, but once you find something that you like, and that you love, go all in. I mean, what's the point of doing something like halfway,
Yeah.
So put 100% into it, and even if like it's kind of like when I have conversations with people, they're like, well, what do you do? I was like, oh, I clean windows. Like, that's what I like. And they kind of look at me like, cool. I'm like, yeah, I love it. So I'm putting 100% into it. I don't care what anyone else thinks.
Right.
Just dive into it. And if it's something that you love, road doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, that's great advice, especially the part of not caring what other people
Sure.
think.
Yeah.
Like I love when people ask us what we do for a living, and I always just say work at a scrapyard. You
Yeah.
always get that kind of look, but they don't have kind of the background or really know what you're doing.
Right. Right.
But yeah, I definitely agree. When I grew up, I never could see myself. Like I always try to picture what I do when I'm older, and it kind of scared me because I never kind of pictured myself having like a real. I worked at everywhere in Columbia, so never having like a long-term job.
Yeah.
But once I found here, I never thought it was just a summer job, and I loved it ever since. So definitely tried new things.
Yeah.
Because you never know what will kind of stick. This June will be 5 years now, and Alex is over 6 years. So
Oh, wow.
Wow. I didn't know you guys were doing this long.
yeah, so just like, and if we never tried, I mean, Alex is family, but if I never, he's the whole reason I'm here. If I never even tried this job, I wouldn't be here today.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's definitely great advice from you guys. We appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And if you guys need, we don't have houses yet. Alex is actually in the
ready
works
to
of
move
that
on
now.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
But if you need any windows cleaned, definitely reach out to
Yeah.
Fish Window Cleaning.
always
I know you
appreciate
guys are. I see you guys all over the place.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
hard to miss. Hard
Yeah.
to miss it.
Bright red is very hard to miss.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
I
thank
live
you
in
guys.
Elizabethtown, so you always see the fish van out there, but
Yeah.
now we're getting ready to move. So
And your location's right up here on
Yeah,
Columbia Ave,
just
right?
right up the block. Yeah, they've been there
Awesome.
for about almost like a year and a half.
Nice.
Yeah,
Well, perfect. Yeah, congrats on everything. We can't
you.
see what the next 3 to 5 years looks like for you guys.
yeah.
All
Awesome,
right,
man.
thank
Thanks
you.
for having us.
We'll catch you guys on the
Yes.
next one.